2026 was supposed to be the year of massive K-pop comebacks. Instead, it became the year of shocking exits. One member vanished during a group hiatus. Another was suddenly cut loose, spending over 10 years with the group. A group split into half overnight. When you see what happened to Mark Lee and Manon later in this list, you'll realize that in 2026, no contract is actually safe. So, let's break down every major exit, starting with the one that's still not over. Danielle's exit from NewJeans isn't a clean story, and that's why it's first. This wasn't pursuing solo work, it was workplace harassment allegations, a lawsuit to terminate their contract with Adore, and a sole court siding with the label, ruling that they're stuck in that contract until 2029. NewJeans appealed immediately. As of right now, the group is on indefinite hiatus. Nobody knows how this ends. Fans have this theory that this entire fight traces back to one moment: the removal of Min Hee-jin from Adore. Once she was out, the relationship between the members and the label never fully recovered. This is the most legally complicated exit of this entire list, and it's still unfolding. Unlike the other stories you're about to hear, this one hasn't reached its ending yet, and that's exactly why we're starting here. Now, speaking of exits that shook an entire fandom, next up is easily one of your favorite artists on this list, whose exit was heartbreaking. Before we get into it, if you enjoy deep dives into the biggest stories, hit that subscribe button. Let's talk about what really happened with Mark Lee. He wasn't just a member, but a founding member of NCT, NCT 127, and NCT Dream, 3 subunits, 1 guy, for an entire decade. Then, in April 2026, SM simply let his contract expire. Just like that, it was over. Mark's final comeback with NCT 127 pulled some of the group's strongest numbers of the year. The comeback surpassed 100 million YouTube views in April, becoming NCT 127's 4th music video to reach that milestone. So why would SM let their biggest MVP walk away right at the peak? Fans have started calling this the NCT System Stress Test. It's the idea that a project this massive, with 26+ members and overlapping subunits, was never actually built to hold its superstars forever. Mark leaving to launch his own label right after isn't just a departure, it's the first real crack in the system. It proves that once an idol becomes bigger than the brand, the system can't contain them anymore. But if you think a decade-old system cracking is dramatic, wait until you see what happened to a system that was brand new. Manon's Cat's Eye hiatus is different from everything else on this list, because there's barely any explanation at all. It's just indefinite hiatus. And for a global group specifically built to bridge the US and Korean systems, that silence hits differently. It's reignited a bigger conversation about whether the traditional K-pop model, built for Korean trainees, actually works the same way for idols from completely different entertainment backgrounds. Call it the global group versus K-pop standards clash, and Manon's hiatus might be its first real test case. 2 systems, 2 very different kinds of stress test, and neither one has an ending yet. Manon's situation is a mystery, but what happened to Zerobase wasn't a mystery at all, and here's why. Zerobase was always a project group, built with a 2.5-year expiration date from day one. Fans call it the project group curse, and no matter how big you get, the clock runs out. In March 2026, that clock hit 0, and the group split. 4 members, Jong Hao, Ricky, Kim Gyuvin, and Han Yoo-jin, left to redebut under their home agency, YH Entertainment, in a new group called AN2BLE. The other 5 continued on as a reconfigured Zerobase. Here's the messy part. Zerobase built its entire fandom on the promise of OT9 forever. Watching that promise expire on a legal technicality is exactly the kind of quiet betrayal that hit fans harder than an actual scandal. While Zerobase's split was a matter of paperwork, our next exit was a matter of personality, and the fans are calling foul. RJ Entertainment placed Nday's Ju on hiatus, saying it was because of attitude issues and ongoing conflict within the group. But almost as soon as that statement was released, fans started pushing back. They flooded social media with screenshots, old clips, and behind-the-scenes footage, arguing that Ju wasn't causing problems at all. If anything, They claimed she was the one keeping things together, pointing to videos that appeared to show her teaching choreography to guest members and helping the group behind the scenes. Whether that tells the full story is impossible to know from the outside. But what made this case so unusual was how quickly the label's explanation was challenged by the very people who followed the group most closely. Heesung's exit from Enhypen in March was framed as amicable. He's pursuing a solo career under Belift Lab. No lawsuit, no dispute. The controversy here isn't what happened, it's the timing. Enhypen was in the middle of serious chart success when he left, which left a lot of fans wondering what they weren't being told. Winwin's exit in July was the quietest on this list, and honestly, the most understandable. He'd been running his own studio in China since 2021, largely absent from wavy promotions for years already. When the announcement finally came, he posted a heartfelt letter. From 2016 to 2026, 10 years have passed by so fast. With both Mark and Winwin gone within months of each other, the NCT that debuted back in 2016 barely resembles itself anymore. The last major exit is Yoon Ji-yoon from ISNA, who left this year citing health issues after months of halting activities. It's not controversial, but it fits into a bigger pattern we're seeing across the industry, as collab tracks like Iconic by Mistake push idols across multiple groups into overlapping promo schedules. Burnout is becoming one of the quietest but most common reasons idols step back. 8 major exits. 8 completely different reasons. A lawsuit, a contract loophole, a silent hiatus, and everything in between. If 2026 has proven anything, it's that no group, no matter how big, is actually stable. We're going to keep tracking every one of these as they happen, so if you don't want to miss the next one, you already know what to do. I'll see you in the next one.